Welcome to the University of Washington. My name's Mickey Wender. This is Julie and Derek. Today we'll be working on butterfly stroke drills. Let's go swimming. Hello again, welcome to Seattle. I'm Mickey Wender, and today we're going to talk about some basic concepts that will help your swimming from a technique standpoint. Remember, the sport of swimming is very unique. It involves the fitness requirements of sports like biking and running, and more importantly, the technique and fine motor skills of sports like tennis and golf. We're going to focus on these videos on the techniques, the basic skills necessary to achieve a lifetime of success in your sport. The purpose of these videos is to focus on the basic techniques necessary to be successful in your sport. Remember, swimming is technique focused. Practice does definitely not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. You could practice the wrong thing all day, it's still going to be wrong. Our mission in these videos is to focus on the basic techniques and skills that will lead you to long-term success in your sport. Practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect. As you probably know, the streamline is the most important position in swimming. We spend a lot of time, as do all swimmers, trying to perfect that all-important streamline position. This drill we're practicing here on the mats is just a way to make sure we can get our backs nice and flat and our necks as flat against the mat as we can. It's a great way to practice this, and we do it with all of our swimmers early in the season. Let's watch our swimmers lower their legs down while paying attention to that lumbar arch, keeping all the space, all the air out of there. Excellent. Now as they come to a full streamlined position, again focusing on their neck, they'll put one hand on top of the other, fold the thumb around the outside, and bring it straight up top for a nice long streamline. That's the most important position in swimming. Once we have the streamline firmly established on the mat, we'll take the swimmers and get them up, standing straight up and down against the wall. And again, make sure that we get the backs nice and flat and the necks nice and flat. Sometimes you got to do what they might call a chicken neck and really pull that back. There you go, Derek. That's beautiful. Pull it back. Look at that. Great position. Outstanding. Julie, excellent job. Let's go ahead now and lift those arms up and get ourselves into a good, long, stretched out streamline. So important for a butterflyer, especially if you're going to use those 15 meters and kick underwater. What a great, great streamlined position. Let's even take it one step further. Can you bring that up on your toes? Hold it in there. This is a challenging drill. They're doing a great job with it. As we introduce each basic stroke, we're going to start by developing a performance platform or a streamlined and stable body position from which you can work all of the basic concepts into the stroke. We're going to start by trying to stabilize our lower back and our neck and create the most long, streamlined body that we possibly can. Then we'll add rotation, kick, and the arm stroke into each stroke, starting with freestyle, working to backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly, and building one skill on top of the other. We're going to work progressively through each of the 4 strokes. It's very important that we perfect one skill before we move on to the next. Butterfly is different than the other 3 competitive strokes in that there really is no rest phase. Both arms recover at the same time, which requires a little bit more coordination and certainly a lot of timing. Most of our drills in butterfly are going to be focused on the timing and coordination. You don't need to be big and strong to swim good butterfly. You need to be coordinated and have really good timing. In order to introduce the dolphin kick, a lot of times we'll start in a vertical position, as you can see our swimmers right here. We talked about the dolphin kick and the hip action involved in the stroke. It's a real important, what we call undulating motion, where your hips move forward and back. Our athletes here are demonstrating a nice, long, drawn-out, big hip action, which is the best way, we think, to start teaching the kick. Once we're sure that the athletes have the hip action in place, they can keep their legs and feet together, we'll start to increase the speed of the dolphin kick, shorten it up a little bit more, increasing the power. That looks great. Keep it going. A little bit smaller, a little bit faster. Good. Good. Let's lift the hands out of the water now. Work on keeping that kick moving smooth and steady, rhythmic and relaxed. That's a great job. Make it a little more challenging now. We'll have them come into a streamlined position. Let's stretch it for 10 seconds. Ready? Go! Beautiful. Look at the hips. Head stays relatively still, nice and relaxed, powerful. Great job. We've developed a great streamline. We've taken that up onto the wall. We've eliminated all the speed bumps. We've worked on the kick vertically. Now it's time to take it out into the open water and get ourselves moving a little bit. The first drill you'll see is Julie doing underwater dolphin kick for 25. Just real simple, smooth dolphin kick for the butterfly. Great job, Julie. Once we've got the athlete streamlined and doing the kick in the right way, a drill we use to strengthen the power, most importantly the power through the hips, is kicking on their side. We're going to watch Derek now kicking on his right side. He'll have the bottom arm extended, the top arm down, trying to kick his feet through a big of range of motion as he possibly can. He's going to try to kick the lane line and the wall, staying right in the middle there. Let's see how big he can make this kick, really work the hips. Notice the hips on this. We want to keep those hips moving forward and back. You can really see it with that suit especially. Looks good. You do want to try to go straight on this drill, but great job. Let's watch Julie now do the same kick. This time she'll be on her left side. Again, nice and smooth. Try to make it really big, Julie. Doing dolphin kick on your side forces you to use your hips and forces you to kick in both directions. It's very important that you lift the heels and have a very powerful upbeat as well as a downbeat. Great job, Julie. Let's watch Julie one last time going dolphin kick, this time on her back. Julie, I'd like you to go underwater streamline halfway. Then when you reach mid-pool, drop those arms down to your side, and let's go dolphin kick on your back with your arms down the rest of the way. Okay? Two different body positions here. She's coming off in a great streamline. Now mid-pool, she's going to surface, drop her arms down, and kick with her arms at her side. Great job, Julie. In training the dolphin kick, especially on your back, I think you'll find you'll get a much more natural range of motion, a much more natural rhythm with the arms down at your side. It's a lot more difficult training the kick on your back with your arms extended. Recommend keeping them down. Pull pattern in butterfly is sometimes very easily taught on dry land. Let's watch Julie, and a lot of times we'll have a mirror in front of the athlete so they could see exactly what she's doing. But starting with her arms straight up top, pressing out slightly, sweeping the hands under her body, keeping those elbows up, and finishing back. It's the same as the breaststroke pull-out. That's the butterfly pull. Now we've got the kick. We've got a great streamline. It's time to introduce the arm stroke, which is really very simple for butterfly. We've worked on freestyle already. Basically, the arm pull for butterfly is a freestyle pull with both arms working at the same time. There are 2 kicks per stroke, and the way we're going to introduce this is having the swimmer start with the single arm drill, the right arm only, kicking once as the hands enter and once as the hands leave. In this particular drill, we're looking for distance per stroke and a nice, clean, rhythmic kick. Let's watch Derek here, starting with the right arm only, breathing to the right, keeping his left hand extended out in front. Kick as he enters, kicks as he leaves, keeps it nice and long, and throws his body forward. Great job, Derek. Let's watch Julie do the same drill now, but a very different style. Again, the pull is the same as freestyle. Hands enter about shoulder width or between your shoulder and your nose. Fingertips first, or index finger gets in the water first, and you want to really extend that stroke out. Notice as they go through the left arm how the kick and pull works together. Let's watch Derek on this. Okay, left arm only, and again, right arm extended out, breathing to the left. Again, it's kick, kick. 2 kicks per stroke. One as the hand enters, and the other as the hand leaves. Butterfly's a simple stroke if you do it correctly. We want to keep it very simple for you today. We're not going to do too many butterfly drills. We'd rather you perfected these simple ones than got too fancy with a lot of different stuff. Butterfly's a simple stroke. Let's watch Julie. Great job, Julie. The skills, the drills, the techniques that we'll work on in these videos are a synthesis of a lot of different ideas and concepts drawn from a lot of different coaches over a lot of different years. Please understand that it represents a logical progression of skills and drills that will lead you to your desired outcome, which is great swimming technique at the end. Do all these ideas belong directly to Mickey Wender? No, of course not. Most of them were taken from different coaches and ideas and things that make sense to provide, again, a logical framework that will lead to success in the swimming pool. Butterfly is about coordination and timing. The more coordinated, the more relaxed you are in the stroke, the easier it's going to be to do. One drill that we do to help teach that coordination, and most importantly, help teach the coordination of balancing forward and back on this short axis over the hips is called the surf drill. We're going to watch Julie do it right here. And basically what she's doing is extending her arms out, doing a complete butterfly pull stroke with the kick, surfing over her hips and hands, gliding forward, making sure to get her head down and her chest forward, and then sneaking the hands up underneath. Let's watch Julie. It'll be pretty simple when you see her do it. Good push-off, streamline, and glide. Coming over the stroke. Loads it up and surfs it forward. Again, we want to see that head down. We want to see her drive her head forward. Again, I want you to notice the balance forward and back. Look how she gets her head down and really drives it forward. Loads it up, surfs it forward, over the top. Great job. Boom! You really want to drive that head forward and get as much distance per stroke as you can. Building the butterfly stroke, we'll use that single arm drill and the concept from the surf drill to work on some combinations of single arm strokes here. This is just single arm butterfly, taking 3 strokes with the right arm followed by 3 with the left. Go ahead, Derek. Good. Let's watch Julie progress one step further, taking 2 strokes with her right arm, followed by 2 with the left. Go ahead, Julie. Next step on this progression is single arm fly, inserting a couple full strokes in there. We know how it feels and we know how it should be. One suggestion is don't breathe yet. Let's wait until we work the breathing into the stroke. This next drill will be 2 right, 2 left, and then 2 full strokes. Okay, 2 right, 2 left, double, double. Don't breathe on the 2 strokes. Do you remember from the surf drill, the critical skill in getting your hands through the stroke was getting your head down in front. We've got to make sure as we finish the stroke we get our head down so it's easier to recover our arms forward. Remember, it's kick, kick, breathe, and kick that head down and forward to make the stroke a lot easier. We worked on that skill with the surf drill, and now we're going to watch Derek introduce it with 2 right, 2 left, and then 2 full strokes, breathing on the first double arm stroke. Good. The possibilities are endless for single arm butterfly drills. The key is coordination, timing, and staying relaxed. Keep working on the single arm drills and it'll all come together for you. Mini Max 50s. We do these for all the strokes, and it is a great way to pull it all together. On this particular set, on the Mini Max set, what we do is we count our strokes, we get our time off the clock and add those 2 numbers together. The goal of the set is to try to decrease the total number as you work through the set of 50s. For this one, we're just going to go 3. And again, they'll swim a 50, get their time, count their strokes, and add those 2 numbers together, trying to drop the total as we go through it. Number of strokes plus the time is the Mini Max number, and we try to decrease that. So you're taking fewer strokes, going faster, or a combination of the 2, which really is our sport in a nutshell. Let's watch Derek and Julie go through just 3 50s butterfly. We'll do 1 a minute, We'll get started on 60, guys. Go. (28.8) and 31.8. How many strokes, Derek?
14.
14 for Rosie?
20.
20 for Julie. Great job. 10 seconds, number 2. 5 seconds. Nice and smooth now. Work your kickouts. Ready? Go. (28.8), 31 flat. 13 strokes for Derek. Keeps his time the same. That'll bring him down. Julie was 31.0. How many strokes, Julie?
18.
18. That's great improvement. Outstanding. Last one. 5 seconds. Ready? Go. Seven one. 30.6.
13.
13 strokes. That's picture perfect descending for Derek. Great job.
16.
16. Awesome, Julie. Awesome. Look at those numbers. This is exactly what we look for in these mini max 50s. Great job, swimmers. Thanks for taking the time to progress through the drills and build a perfect stroke for yourself. Remember, swimming's a technique sport. We need to stay focused on the basic concepts, stay connected, stay in our core, and build proper strokes from the inside out. But remember, swimming is a lifestyle sport. All the training in the world can never make up for a poor lifestyle. We've got to make sure we get enough sleep, we have proper nutrition, we're staying hydrated, and we're doing the little things away from the pool that will lead to big success later on in your swimming career. Remember, swimming is a lifetime sport. All the training in the world can never make up for a poor lifestyle. Live the life of a champion. Who can tell me the main differences between free and back and breast and fly? Free and back are long axis, and we talked about that yesterday. Rotating which way? Side to side, right, exactly, around a long axis that runs straight down the center of your body. And then breaststroke and butterfly are what? Short axis. And the reason the term we use short axis is just the axis of rotation for back and free is longer than the axis of rotation for breast and fly. Remember, what we're trying to do in swimming is create the longest, most streamlined platform for ourselves to work off of and be efficient in the water. So we always start with the streamline. We always start with that line and get ourselves nice and stretched out and long as we can. We take care of those wobbly hips. We take care of the bobbly heads. We hold ourselves in position, and then we rotate. Any other differences? Yeah. Say again? A loading technique? That's an amazing answer. Who's your coach? That's very insightful. What he said is that in breaststroke and butterfly, we use a loading technique, which means we load up the stroke and then we pop through the line, and we'll talk about that later. In breaststroke, we load, we anchor and set ourselves, and then we work through that anchor. And we work through the line. We load and then explode as we go through each of those strokes. I want to show you a quick drill that will help you figure out the width of your pull for breaststroke and butterfly. Janet, come up for a second. With a partner, we're all going to do this, okay? You're going to stand with your arms out, straight up, and you're going to lean in to me, okay? About that angle. That's perfect. And then Janet's going to let her hands separate until she kind of falls forward. And you'll feel a spot. Just kind of let yourself go. Right there. So that's going to be maximum width for Janet's breaststroke and butterfly pull. Everybody's got kind of a unique position for that. And you'll feel it as you just lean forward, let the hands spread. Right in there is maximum width. Okay? Let's all get a partner, stand up and try that with each other. Remember, we talked about how important the technique was. We need to keep it rhythmic. We need to keep it smooth. The butterfly kick is something that we're going to introduce in deep water, kicking vertically. We're going to do some vertical drills. So let's watch them first, and just go ahead and actually, yeah, you can keep your arms wherever they want to be. A little bit of sculling. And we're just trying to kick through the hips. We're trying to press our hips forward and back, get real nice undulation, and work our bodies through a full range of motion. We're going to start these kicks with big, long, drawn-out kicks, and we're going to tighten them up as we get a little bit more into it. So nice, big, hippie kicks. Kicking through the line. You should see those hips kicking forward and back in both directions through the line, popping through. Let's bring hands in front now, Kev. We'll tighten the kick up a little bit, make it a little bit smaller, a little quicker. And this is a great way to develop a really strong dolphin kick. In fact, we progress with our college team. We do a kicking circuit on Wednesday afternoons, and we're up to 10 minutes continuous of vertical dolphin kick with our entire group, and they're doing a great job with it. We use weights and all kinds of stuff. We'll also do some little bit more challenging ones where you put your hands up and keep those hips going forward and back. We'll go hands on head and stay with the hips, and then we'll streamline straight up. Work on a little bit more power. Good. Go ahead and rest. It's very important that we work the butterfly kick through 5 different ranges of motion. We're going to do that with everybody, emphasizing the vertical to start, and then we'll get into some kicking, just dolphin kick on your front. You'll notice they'll tend to emphasize the downbeat, which is a mistake a little bit. We want to emphasize the hips moving through the line, kicking evenly in both directions. When you're on your front, it's harder to do that. But let's watch Des just come off and do some underwater dolphin kicks just out to mid-pool. Nice and long. Want to start that kick up nice and high. Good job, Des. Kevin's going to do the same drill, but he's going to push off on his side, stay on his side, and really try to make those kicks big. In fact, try to hit the lane line with your heels and toes. Really draw it out. We'll do some kicking on both sides. Des, come on back on your left side so they can see. But notice the hips moving through the line, popping through the line. It's a beautiful job. And Kev, just show them on your back. We'll go through those 5 different body positions. It's important that we get good at all 5. Excellent. Okay, good. We'll make sure everybody's got the kick down really well. Some of you will be doing it on a kickboard, but your goal should be to progress off of the kickboard as soon as possible. In other words, you don't want to have to use a lot of kickboard kicking because it's not as efficient. We need to be working your whole body through a range of motion all the time. The next drill we're going to do works on some timing. Okay, we'll have Kevin demonstrate it first, where he's going to push off. We'll have him go from a front balance up. Okay, push off, streamline glide. Then he's going to do what we call the surf drill, where he loads his hands up, he gets his hips up, hands in place, and then he kicks through the stroke and surfs himself forward downhill. It's hard to demonstrate on dry land, but Kev's great at this. Yeah. He's going to do it from a front balance up, push off, streamline glide. His body's quiet. Pretty good balance up. He loads and kicks through. We call that the surf drill. Load the hands, anchor, and kick through the line. That anchor, guys, is the same thing we worked on freestyle. It's setting those hands, getting some depth, grabbing water, fingertips down, loading and kicking through the line. It's a great one. Come on back, same way. Really nice, really nice. How many kicks per stroke are there in butterfly? 2. Where do they happen? That's a good way to describe it. At the beginning and at the end of your stroke. Basically, you want to kick your hands forward into the water, anchor, set, load that line, and pop through the line, and then we kick at the end. So it's kick out in front, we're anchored, and we're kicking through the line. Kick as we enter, kick as we leave. It's very simple. That second kick, guys, is important. If you have trouble getting your head up to take a breath, that probably means your second kick isn't doing what it needs to do to get your hands up and through the stroke. Let's watch Desiree go left arm only butterfly, single arm drill for a full 25. These are important. We want to keep them long, stretched out, nice long entry, and work in the kicks. Kev, go ahead and do right arm, please. Beautiful. Notice kick, kick. Kick in front, kick in the back. Keeping it nice and long. Beautiful. Des, let's come back 3 right, 3 left. Single arm drill now, going 3 with the right arm and 3 with the left arm alternating. Kev, 2, 2, and 2 full. 1 sec. The next progression from that is going to be 2 strokes right, 2 strokes left, followed by 2 full strokes of butterfly. Please don't breathe on the first stroke cycle when you're going with both arms. Okay, keep your head down. It makes it really hard if you breathe on that first stroke. Go ahead. Also on these single arm drills, you want to make sure you breathe to the side that you're stroking on. Then 2 full strokes, not breathing on the first one. Beautiful job, really nice. A couple more coordination drills and we get into the full thing. Okay? This next one, we're going to do 1 butterfly stroke followed by 1 breaststroke. And this is what we call short axis drill, combining the 2 short axis strokes together. It's an important concept, and I think it's important that you mix your training going short axis to short axis, long axis to long axis, and mixing it up. In fact, this morning, one of our goals in body awareness this week in our training is to develop the ability to go from long axis to short axis and vice versa right away without a hitch. And so we'll do 100 IMs long course where they go fly, short axis to back, long axis. Breast, short axis to free, and they switch mid-pool. And making that transition will help you a lot in developing the ability to do these strokes and drills. Let's watch Kev with short axis drill. Great job. The last one that we're going to show you, and this is a great one to help practice the technique and the rhythm while you're in a vertical position, is just vertical butterfly swimming. We try to go through the full stroke, the full range of motion, but we're doing it vertically. Working the hips, she gets her kick going and recovers above the surface, drops down in that pencil position, takes it straight down and straight up. Beautiful. Vertical butterfly. If your group advances to that today, that means you're doing really well. That means you're doing really well. We'll finish this off with just a demonstration of full stroke butterfly. We'll have Kevin go first, then we'll have Desiree wait and go after he's done. Just swim a 50, Kev. Keep it nice, long, and loose. Notice the hips. Notice how smooth he is. Nice kick out. Good anchor position. Keeps it nice and long. It's real upper body dominated stroke. Doesn't get as much out of his kick as you'll see on Des. Let's really hear it for him when he gets in there. Go ahead, Des. Really nice. Looks good. Great job. Any questions? Yes. Why does Kevin flex his wrists on recovery? I don't know, Kev. Why do you do that? Yeah. That's kind of an individual thing. Michael Phelps does that a little bit as he recovers. But you'll notice as soon as his hands go in the... Michael Phelps, by the way, is the world record holder. As his hands go in the water, they're parallel with his hand, his wrist, his forearm is lined up in here. And then he'll flex and bend and try to catch. He's probably just thinking ahead and trying to get in that catch phase a little bit sooner and flexing the wrist slightly. Great question. Yeah.
Have you seen anyone in like live nationals breathe?
Yeah. Question is, do people breathe to the side at nationals and butterfly? And the answer is yes. Desiree will do that in 34 days from now when we go to nationals. Yes. Great question. How important is undulation and hips in the stroke? Come on down if you have a question. How important are the hips in butterfly? They're everything. So important. That's a great question. Really is. April. Great question. How high should your body come up? Let's hit butterfly first. I think ideally we're just going to lift our head and neck just enough to get air and get our head back down in position to begin the next stroke. So you don't want to come up very high in butterfly. In fact, the lower you can keep your face and head to the surface, the better off you'll be. In breaststroke, it's going to depend on our hips. And some breaststrokers are going to have really well-developed hips, probably pretty good butterflyers as well. They're going to have a real undulating stroke where they'll lift up a little bit more at the first part of the stroke, so their head will come up higher. And we'll deal with that individually with your lane coaches. Any other questions? Yeah. What's the advantage of side breathing? The number one advantage is that it helps you maintain your line in position. A lot of people, as they're swimming butterfly, if they lift up and they break the line, they have a hard time getting back to it. If we breathe to the side, we can hold that platform, that line a little better. And so it helps with the rhythm of the stroke. Yes? No. The question is there a rule on how many strokes you can take before you breathe? Let me touch on breathing for a second. We know in swimming, taking a breath slows you down. In a 50, we try to limit the amount of time that we breathe. It slows you down. In a mile, we're going to breathe as much as we can. How come? Yeah, you need that oxygen. You need to breathe. Typically in the summer, we will recommend to our swimmers to have a bit more of a liberal breathing pattern than we do during the short course or winter season. Short course swimming, we do a lot more work on breath control than we do during long course. For a couple reasons. You get twice as many push-offs, twice as many opportunities to be an underwater specialist and really work on your stroke or work on your walls coming off underwater. In long course swimming, we breathe a lot. In fact, in anything 200 and over long course, we teach our swimmers to breathe as much as they want to. It's important for all our 200 events. We'll have 200 butterflyers that'll breathe every stroke in a long course 200. And I'm okay with that. With this video series, we've worked primarily on technique for the 4 competitive strokes. Very simple, basic skills that will make a huge difference in your swimming performance if practiced over time. If you felt like the drills and skills we've worked on this tape were effective, you might want to consider purchasing freestyle, backstroke, or butterfly. People responsible for producing and developing these videos: Husky distance coach Janella Bart, Husky sprint coach Ricky Perkins, and Husky breaststroke and middle distance coach Mr. Joe Dykstra. Thanks, guys. Congratulations on accepting the challenges of competitive swimming, the greatest sport on planet Earth. Remember, success in swimming has nothing to do with what you do compared to what somebody else does. Success in swimming, success in life, is about being the best that you can be. It's about challenging your limits, testing your potential, being the best that you can be. Congratulations on accepting the challenges of competitive swimming. And thanks for playing with us here at the University of Washington. Have a great day.